What's up, everybody? It's been about 2 weeks since I filmed anything on the shop. I saved you guys the burden of rework. I've gotten all the rework finished. So we've got all of the eave purlins fixed and then the outer eave purlins fixed. So these are now spaced, should be nice and flush with the wall girts, and then the outer ones are spaced 12 inches out from the bottom of the inner one. So got all that done. Took me about 2 weeks. We had some storms, whatever, but finally can move on to something new, show you something new. So I'll get you a time lapse set up and we'll go from there. Enjoy. All right, so we got the first X brace held in place. I'll give you a show that real quick. Got that one that comes up, and then that one is over there. You'll see in that video I was measuring, there's hang on. It wants this corner to be no more than 2 inches off the ground. So that's at max. It can be less than that, it can be right at it, but that's right at or so 2 inches. So I think what I'm gonna do on both ends, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put they want 6 screws, so I think I'm gonna put all 6 screws in here. And then I'm gonna have to figure out somehow on the top ends to put something so I can try and pull to get the slack out of these guys, so that they're nice and tight. They're on there. We'll get the bottoms secured and figure out how we're gonna pull the slack out of it. I can't seem to come up with a solution to pull the slack out of these guys. So let me show you. I thought I had a good solution with come along in the strap. I had a clamp on this one and I was pulling it, had it nice and tight, got a couple bolts in, took the clamp off so I could get the rest of the bolts in, and then all of a sudden just wobbly. And basically all I did was this pole right here, all I did was I just pulled it this way, and then whenever I let go, it then went back that way. So I have to have some way to grab just the strap itself, pull on only the strap without messing up here at the top so I can get bolts into it. But even then, when that's pulled tight, it's still gonna want to try and pull that pole that way. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to see if to watch some videos or get with the Mueller guy. This one I have no idea how I'm gonna get to it because I don't have anything on this side to attach to. So I'm gonna pause right there. We're gonna move on to something else. But I got the bottoms in. Got the 6 bolts on each side to hold it in place. Now with the straps in place, that ain't gonna work. I'm gonna have to move the toilet hole. So I will figure out a way to get the tension out of those and get those secured in place. But for now, we're gonna move on and do some other strap pieces that go around, like the columns and whatnot. So. All right, I'm back. So, just thought of this because I started with this strap. Now that pole is locked in place, so now that pole can't move. So now I should be able to pull on that strap, get it tight, and then lock her down, and that pole's not just gonna go from, getting pulled and then back whenever I let that tension off. I wasn't even thinking about that. That was just a coincidence that we got it up there. Like that was the one I started with, and that was the pole I was struggling with. But let me show you. So nothing crazy. I found center of this pole, found center of the brace, drilled both holes so I knew where I needed to put the bolt, put two others to keep it from going up and down after I leveled it, and then just fold it around. I think you're looking for something like 40 degrees or so. I just kind of pushed it till I got a nice flat spot on that. You know, I might could have just gotten the 2 and probably been okay. Not really any instructions really telling you how to do it, so just taking my best guess. So we got the same on the other side. So now that that pole is sturdy up here at the top, should be able to pull on that strap, figure out where it's gonna go. I might try that again since I've got it all. I got clamps tied up, holding it in place. So probably gonna go back to trying to get that attached to get my clamps back so then we can move on. So I'll get you set up for the time lapse. We'll see what we get done. All right, that actually works pretty well. We got that one strap, this guy, pretty tight. Got all the slack, I believe, pulled out of it. So now we'll move on over to the other side. I'll be back with you in just a second. All right, so I forgot to turn the camera back on to show you some, as a time lapse as I got it all braced up. But I just want to show you this real quick. So on the other side, I had a problem where I would put tension on the bar, and then as soon as I let the clamp go to let the tension get pulled on the thing, it would try to fall down as I did it. And so I found a solution for that on this one. Clamp City here. So this clamp is what's actually clamping it to the pole. This clamp is what I'm using to, I've got it as freaking tight as I can get it on this brace. And then I'm using the ratchet strap. We went up, but just up and over, and then over here. I tried right there, but it's just pulling that over instead of pulling tension. So that is holding just fine. So to keep it from falling down, I added this bottom clamp. So I had it where I wanted it because I wanted it to be as close to the edge here without going past it. Or if we came up further, you know, you start to get away from it. So I tried to get it just as close as I could to that edge. So I figured out where that was just by holding it, clamping it, and then I put the bottom brace clamp here. So now when I pull tension and I let this one go, I saw it go like that, where it was just kind of falling and pulling tension. So yeah, so now I'll get, you know, I can get 1, 2, maybe 3 in, and that'll be enough to hold it. Then I can get rid of all the clamps and put the other 3 screws in. So just a quick how I did it. Get these screws in there, and then I'll probably just continue on with the straps instead of the X bracing, because the strap needed to be in place for the X brace to work. So who would have thought? So we'll get all those put on, well, as many as we can before it gets dark. So all right guys, see you in a minute. Okay, so we got that 6 bolts in place on that one. So I'm gonna stop the time lapse. I'm going to do some prep work real quick. So on all of the braces that go onto the columns, I got them all set out, all of these guys here. I'm gonna go ahead and mark center and drill holes, and then I'll be back with you, give you a time lapse of getting them all up. So be be back with you in just a couple seconds. And that's a wrap. How about that? Got all of the straps put on for what goes like right here on the base. And I just thought of something. For whatever reason, how we had to put a brace up here on this beam, and that's what helped me be able to tighten the X brace. The one on the other end doesn't get a brace for whatever reason. So that one's gonna be challenging. We're gonna have to figure something out on that one. Oh, I'm also running out of screws. I don't have enough self-tappers. I'll think about what to do next, and then we'll move. You know, I'll give you some footage, but we'll see what happens, and then I'll see you in a minute. So I'm gonna do the things that don't need the self-tappers, the hex head self-tapper. I'm gonna do what needs the little, what they call like the pancake or flathead self-tapping screw. So that's all that corner angle stuff. So I can get like the 4 corner angles put up, and maybe some up top. Only working for about an hour and a half today, but we'll see what we get done. Sorry, that is very distracting. I'm not used to hearing that bounce. And that's a wrap. Got them all up. Give you a close-up. So it just kind of comes down, caps off here, goes all the way up, goes over the purlins on up, and then there's going to be one that attaches at the top that runs over and down. That's another reason why I started with these, because I didn't know how far out I needed to bring the other one, because as you saw, they're all a little bit long of what I need, so I've got to kind of cut to fit. So yeah, that's it. Got them all on. That's probably it for today. Not bad. More iron up than on the ground, so one day at a time. So I'll probably work some during the week, you know, an hour here, an hour there, try and get it all done. So I'll see you guys in a minute. It's been, I think, a week since I filmed anything. Not much has changed. I finished the strapping on the roof. The strapping for like between like the rafters and the purlins, not the flat straps. That's what I'm gonna try and work on today. So let me show you that. So that's what I'm talking about right there. I didn't really bother with filming anything because it's not really any different than what we did here on the walls. It had 4, had one there, and there, and then opposite of each other on the other side. So now I'm going back to figuring out how to do this, which I think I might have a solution, and that's why the tractor's up here. I was tackling it from just clamping it here in the center and trying to pull, or going to pull out that way, out on that side. But I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to attach it here at this end, and then use these purlins. I'm gonna kind of go up and over and attach to the tractor here and pull down. First, we're gonna resituate ourselves to where I'm pulling on this end instead of that end, and then see what we get. But that's what we're gonna start with. And I know you guys know how much I love to do rework. Found out that I got more rework. So as you saw just a few minutes ago, got this lovely X bracing up, right? Fantastic. Woohoo! Wasn't really that bad. I started looking on this side and realized it's different. This side has this moment frame is what they call it. This guy. And that's what I attached to. That side does not have the moment frame. So I started scratching my head like, wait. Why they wouldn't make it different, right? So what I finally found in the manual that doesn't point it out, but it does show it, small section. Well, these X bracing is supposed to be on this side. Yay! Instead of being here, it's gonna be over here. And on top of that, instead of attaching to the moment frame, it's supposed to connect to the back of the main beam, which that actually makes sense. You know, after seeing it, I was like, oh, that definitely makes more sense that it would connect to the main beam and not this wind structure beam. So FML, bro, because I love rework, I just had to give myself more, right? Golly. I just hate because now I'm going to have all those extra holes that don't have to be there. Now you're going to see them. Oh, it's just annoying. Whatever. All right, guys. I'll show you some process. I've got it strapped up and pulled as tight as I can get it. It's starting to pull on the clamp instead of actually pull the metal. So I'll show you what I got. So I got the clamp here. It was like right here. And then I felt it get loose. It must have been that sliding. But anyways, so I got it clamped here. Strap on the bottom, pulling it underneath this purlin, up and over that purlin, down, and then chain to the tractor using a come along to pull the tension. And that seems to have gotten it. I did have to brace that one because as it was pulling it, it was just trying to fold that one over, so I had to brace that one back that way. That seems to have fixed that problem. So but she's as tight as I can get it. I marked my center mark, tried to get this as centered as I could. It's hard to get that, but I mean, it's still some slack in it. I'm just not good at this. I don't know. Really, I don't know, but I'm gonna get a approval from the Mueller guy, make sure I'm doing it right, and just double check. But that looks like that's gonna be it. So I'll go through. I'll start putting the screws in it. As you can see, I'm still about, I think that's 6 inches, and I need like at least an inch or two underneath to be able to attach. So I'm like 6 to 8 inches shy of being to where I can connect to this one. It kind of shows that in the picture that this little center gap between the two purlins is filled in, but I don't know. I don't. That's all I've got to go off of. So I'm waiting on a response on that as well to make sure, because I just don't see how that's supposed to connect. Because even if I was to give myself some on the other end, I'm only going to gain about 3 inches. So not even enough. I don't know. So we'll see what he says. If I get the green light, we'll tack it in place. All right, guys, I got the thumbs up. We're in good shape. He made mention, he said, to double check my links because he thought one of them should be longer than the other. He thought one should be able to reach the other purlin, and you basically attach that one to the other purlin and then the shorter one to the strap. But they're all the same. They're all about 20 foot 7 inches. And so I just measured from the eave purlin to all the way over to the second purlin, and I need like 21 foot. So I think with this building, because he also made mention that it's kind of strange that they sent 2 straps. He said normally it's just one long strap that goes from end to end, but it starts to get heavy. So he said they probably just shortened it to make it easier to work with. So I've got an idea. Let me show you. Okay, so once I have the other strap up here, what we will do is we'll put the screw in the bottom here to attach it to the purlin. Attach this one to its purlin. And then I'll strap these two guys together. We'll pull them as close together as we can get them, as much as slack will allow. And then I will attach the two bands together. And hopes so that when I loosen that strap, you know, it bounces back and then pulls tight on those guys. But that will be the plan for now. And then once I have that done, then it's just a matter of connecting the rest of them with screws. Now he did make mention on the Eve purlin to maybe not go all the way flush with it, but even that, you know, I'm not gaining much. I'm only gaining a couple inches. So I don't see that being as big of a deal, and he didn't either. He just made mention, you know, if I need extra, that's a place to get extra. Okay, we're back. So I wanted to show you real quick what I was talking about now that I've got it all set up. I got the other brace put up, and I've got the center section strapped. So this is what I was talking about. The only thing I didn't actually do, I left the clamps. That way, once I get the straps banded together and tight, I can let these go and undo the clamps and allow these to swing back out to where they want to be. I kept them that way so that when I squeezed it together, it moved the bands. So that way, whenever I let go, it'll pull tension on those bands. We'll attach those together, and then we will loosen the straps and then release the clamps, which then will allow that to move out. We'll get these attached and give that a shot. And then if that's the case, if everything works, I'll go through and, you know, I'll go through attaching all of these guys to the rafters. Go all the way down there. Really hoping that works. But we'll see. I'll let you guys know here shortly. So, be right back. All right, guys, I think it worked. I'll show you. I made a little mark on the straps just to see what the difference might be, and it moved a little bit, not a lot, but I wasn't expecting a lot. So let me show you. Okay, so put 3 screws in it. Tried to, you know, space them out. Be good about that. But these were the marks. I marked one there. Marked one there. This one seems to move less than this one. This one, you can see moved, I don't know, like 1/8 an inch or something. But so I didn't move a whole lot, but I didn't know what to expect, you know. So now that I have a process and a method to the madness, as you could say, I can hopefully time lapse the next couple for you. And there it is, up and over. Whew. 1 down, 3 more to go. Now I will see you guys in the time lapse. Whew. And we're done. That was an 1.5 hours worth of work. I'm not sure what the time lapse is going to convert that to, but yeah, that just gives you an idea. You know, about 2 hours aside, thereabouts. So yeah, I'll give you that time lapse. I'm not gonna time lapse the rest of them. I mean, you get the gist of the idea. So I'll get these other ones put up. Probably be all I got time left for today, but yeah. Oh, I gotta show you something. All right, so I went to move the tractor, and I'm gonna start over here on this side because I have the table and all that stuff in the way, so save some time. I was gonna start over here, right? Well, I went to pull the tractor up and it didn't like it. You can see it kind of and spun around. No big deal, right? Well, it's got the mower on the back of it and knocked our piece over. ripped it off the wall. Ah! Ripped the rivets out of the ground on that. So, whoops. Nothing that can't be fixed, but dang it. And you can see it ripped the head off the screw there, off the screw there. So, oh well, you know. At least it didn't knock the building down. So, I'm gonna get the rest of these put up, guys. And next new thing I do, I will be back. See you in a few. Just a real quick, wow. Just a real quick recap. I got the last one put up. So I think I'm gonna end that video off here. It's a lot of good progress done in this video. Probably will continue working today, but we'll give you all that in the next video. But all the straps are up, so we'll keep on trucking. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned.